even host men's only retreats. Men need healing as much as women need healing too. I'm an advocate for men being open enough.
Why are you talking about men? The issue's you, bitch.
Enough to do the work on themselves.
When women are scorned, because I'm not going to lie to you, that's something that I'm sure most of us have experienced. Personally speaking, I wouldn't think I'm going to falsely accuse this man of rape. Like, is that something that you had done before? How did that even enter into your mind? Is that something that you had seen someone do? Like, why was that the thing that you said, I'm going to get him via this route, as opposed to for the actual abuse that he was doing?
Because he had actually sexually assaulted me in the relationship. There were so many times in the relationship that he had had sex with me without my consent. And I think that's where it came to, you know, whilst he hadn't, on that occasion, you know, when I reported him, he hadn't raped me. During the time that I was in a relationship, he assaulted me continuously. Like I said, it wasn't just physical abuse, it was mental, emotional. And there was, you know, I can count numerous times in the relationship while we were together, and I did not consent.
He is leading her in question, and this is a terrible interview. Assault isn't rape. Facts, you know, she is leading her. I don't know what she's done, or maybe it's just a gal code, isn't it?
And I didn't want to have sex with him, and he pushed me to, and he forced me to. And unfortunately, like I said, you know, there is no justice in the justice system, and the police.
It seems fake. It's such a terrible interview. It seems fake. It seems like it was put together like fucking EastEnders. Because there's no... I've been on lives. I've been on Zooms. I've been on StreamYard football shows. There's never just clean. There's never been no moment in this whole interview where her voice and Miday's voice is speaking at the same time. Even when Miday's interrupted her, it's been like a pause. So it's like they've shot it bit by bit. If you watch this, there's not been no parts where their fucking voices have clashed. China, we've been on panels with people. At least two people always speak at once. No matter how we do it by accident when we're on the phone. People speak it's just natural. Human beings speak. Even the most respectful people do it by mistake sometimes. Not one time between this have they actually both overspoke each other. It's always been Miday speaks, pause, cut. What's her name? Victoria speaks. Do you get what I'm saying? It's shot like it's a show. It's not like it's an interview. It's like a show, bro.
Police couldn't protect me from this man.
Had you made previous reports? Had you gone to the police
I'd
prior?
called the police 19 times. There's a record of 19 separate occasions during the time we was in a relationship for 18 months where I'd called the police for whether it was domestic abuse, violence, sexual assault.
What was it for? What did you call the police for?
For domestic abuse, violence, sexual assault. Throughout the 18 months, there was 9.
And the police didn't do anything. There was no
follow-up because I kept letting the man back into my space. You know, there's only so much that they could do. You know, I was I had a huge part to play in this, you know, in the toxicity of it. You know, I was in a very toxic, broken space.
So let's go back to the video, Victoria. In the video, firstly, who were you speaking to in that video?
So the person I was speaking to, I don't know. You know, I didn't know his name was. I don't know his name. I don't know who the person was. It was a complete stranger. Like he said in the statement, he came up to me in the gym one day. He worked his charm, and somehow, you know, got me to, you know, whether it was coercion or charm, I don't know, but you know, to really express myself and express the pain.
Did he tell you that he knew Denzel? Did he tell you that he knew him?
He told me that he knew him, and
okay.
You know,
she still admitted that she lied.
He said, you know, I think he said specifically, you know, why would you do that? And I responded, and I was like, he deserves it. You know, I want to take him to the cleaners. You know, was my exact word. I want to take him.
Smiling. She had zero remorse. She has zero remorse, bro.
You know, for all the suffering he put me through. It was a 7-minute video. It has been, you know, edited to really make me seem, you know, there's no justification, but it has been heavily edited.
You said that this video was made nearly 10 years ago.
Yeah, I can't even believe somebody could hold on to a video that long, you know, with the...
Why is it being released now?
I don't know. I think you need to ask him that question.
Okay. So have you not had any interaction with him
None
prior
at all.
to him releasing the video?
None at all.
Okay.
However, there was an interaction with, and I said to you, there was 2 occasions, 2 really abusive relationships that I've experienced in my life, you know. One of those was, you know, over 8 years ago, the one that we just discussed. The second one was more recent. Several years ago, I met a guy while I was traveling. I was doing retreats in Egypt. And during the time, we'd crossed paths, and it was in December, it was around December. He had lost his mum. He's come back to the UK, and he turned up at my door one day and he was like, "We met in Egypt. Do you remember?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And he's like, "I've just lost my mum, and I'm going through a tough time. Could I come in?" And I let this guy into my house. And
this girl's wrong, and it's letting strangers in her yard. This girl's crazy.
Just to clarify, this stranger that you met in Egypt came to your door. I'm assuming you gave him your address for him to do that.
Yeah. He came to my door. I gave him my address. He came to my door.
Yeah. And you just let him into your house.
Yeah, I let him into my house. And over the next 3 months, what had occurred was, you know, very, very similar to the last abusive relationship that I was in.
Yeah, Bagaboo, man. She seems unhinged. Like, you know, like when you talk to, you know, you meet someone, you talk to them, go, "Oh yeah, they're not all there." Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you meet, I never forget this. Yeah, my brother's dad, he said that his mum told him this saying: "Once the telly's broken, you can't fix it," you know. And that's like the brain. You see the brain. You see your brain. Once your brain, I don't know if it's a chemical imbalance or whatever causes some people to go a bit woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Like once the telly's broken, you can't fix it, you know. And there's always something that shows she's got
the control, the coercion, the physical violence.
Coercion, not coercion.
And he'd never hit me, but he would, anytime we would get into an argument, he would strangle me. And that was his thing. He was a guy that was almost 4 times the size of me. And I guess the one big difference between that relationship and you know, this one that I'm describing now is that within...
I didn't even think about she's got pick-me as well, you know. I don't know what it is, Theo. I don't know what it is, but bro, once it's gone, it's gone. Letting the man in where pick-me's is insane.
You know, within the first 3 months of realizing, you know...
Let people talk, they'll tell you who you are, you know. That's bad parenting. That's bad parenting. Whichever way you want to spin it, that's bad parenting.
The red flags, I severed the ties completely. This time round, I had the confidence and the strength to be able to pursue, let the police know. And he was arrested and charged and remanded for assaulting me. And when he was...
This is the thing though, yeah, Palms, yeah? She ain't even apologized. Do you get what I mean? You're saying public apologies don't work, but she ain't even apologized. A chemical imbalance is mental illness, see? Go subscribe. We got a new page called Kid and Chinx. Link in the description. Also, I'm gonna have my link to my GoFundMe in there for breast cancer research as well, where I'm looking for cancerians with breasts. Big up yourselves.